Now, if Battlefield 6 was your wife, you'd get a divorce after this because no one should ever provide you with that much pleasure and then stop just before you get to the main course. That's basically how I feel about the entire trailer, because although I liked what I saw, there was literally no gameplay on show. There was no dev blogs, there was really nothing that I expected to be shown at a game reveal, where you reveal the game. This was essentially a movie and didn't really tell us anything more about Battlefield 6 than a John Wick film would. Now, don't get me wrong, I liked the trailer, I liked the themes of the trailer, and I liked what was in it, I liked what was shown. It was a lot of member berries for older Battlefield games, and that's good. I liked those games. I think there was an issue when you got to Battlefield 5 and the World War II kind of scenarios, where because that had such a large cultural significance, we all have an image in our heads of what that should be like, and we kind of feel like they should be treated with more respect. You should keep them as more of a historical kind of feature. You should be more accurate. And that means you can't do the wild stuff, the wacky stuff, the kind of things which make Battlefield more of a just cause game. Why are you blowing up everything in this entire trailer? Just cause. Now, that, for me, is what Battlefield has always excelled at. Yes, I always try and win in FPS games, and they're extremely competitive. But if you can be extremely competitive and blow someone out of the sky in a jet with a Carl Gustav rocket launcher, why not? It's like, I remember all of these moments. I tried all of these moments, and a lot of them I actually pulled off at one time or another. And that is the strength of Battlefield. These are the Battlefield moments, and they were what was missing in Battlefield 5, and why I think a lot of people just didn't stick with it. If you can get a squad together and try stuff like this, you're in for a whale of a time. So it's not that I'm disappointed with the trailer, but it really feels like it's like playing a piece of music up and then stopping it just before the drop. Even no matter how good the original music was, all anyone can think about is what they're missing, the information they're missing. They want more. And it's not I'm hungry for more, it's where did it go? You should have at least answered some questions, you should have at least shown a bit of gameplay, given people something to think about. Instead, what we've got is a CGI. And so that's what I'm going to talk about. If you can carry on the themes of this, if you can carry on the images, if this is a simple presentation of this is what we want Battlefield to be, then okay, fine. If you can carry that into the gameplay, I love it. But I'm not going to be convinced of anything until I actually see gameplay. It's very easy to make a cool trailer. It's very difficult to actually make that manifest in a physical, or digital in this case, real life product. But without any more further ado, let's get into the actual video, because there were some great pieces. Now, as you'd expect, obviously in a Battlefield game, it starts off with someone completely unable to fly and just crashing into the ground. You won't play Battlefield very long without finding out that half of the population gets into a plane and crashes it 10 foot out of the driveway. So, that was always very nice. And I think this was carried on into the rest of the plot. You see, there was a lot of people here who were definitely my teammates. That's all I can say. You've got this guy who apparently gets surrounded by enemies on all sides, and rather than firing off his weapon, he turns around and looks at the new set of enemies on his left, and still hasn't fired his gun yet. That's always an interesting tactic in a first-person shooter. And then he gets knifed in the back just to complete the image of being complete trash. Then you have the next guy who's so thirsty for kills in his little helicopter. This is the first time he's got one all match. You see, he's been queuing at the spawn and not helping anyone for the last 30 minutes. So then he's got a helicopter. He's got to make damn well sure he's taking full advantage of that time. And so he stays there, mowing down desperately everyone in front of him, and then gets hit by a car. So, you really should have seen that one coming, because I guarantee everyone else would. He's definitely on my team. And then you've got this guy who apparently can fly. Somehow, bit unrealistic, not hitting any of the buildings on the way around. I don't think that's very likely to happen. And then he goes round, I'm very clever, I'm going to flank these guys, and crashes into his own teammate. Yeah, that guy's me. So, we got a lot of member barriers for all the other stuff. We've got the Carl Gustav, as I've said before. And this was actually one of my favourite scenes, because this is what Battlefield's all about. You've got a huge amount of people, you've got planes flying over the sides, tanks are blowing up, and it's complete and utter madness. I can guarantee you every single person which is left alive after this set piece is thinking the exact same thing. How am I alive? And that is how I would feel in every Battlefield game. It's kind of... There's definitely a sort of a power trip involved in Battlefield, as you No one just walks to an objective. No. In Battlefield, you get in a jet, fly across to the objective, crash that into a tank on the other side, parachute out, C4 a guy on the way down, go down, knife a guy on the back, grab his gun, res your mate on the floor, grab your original gun back, and then shoot a sniper in the face who, even though you've just done all of that, didn't turn around because apparently he's not even playing with sound on, and why should he? He's got a 40-time scope and he's looking over there somewhere. That's Battlefield. And I know some people have commented that the trailer just wasn't very realistic. It wasn't very serious. But as I've said, Battlefield has never been like that for me. It's never been the serious game. It's always been about what is the craziest thing I can do in this map while still winning the game. I always remember on this map with the huge skyscraper, I would fly in onto the objective in a helicopter, land on the objective, capture the point, and fly out on the other side under this roof. It was amazing. It's totally unrealistic. It's like something out of Mission Impossible, but that is what made it amazing. Sometimes even there would be a tank capturing that same point, and you could fly in, get your teammate to lob C4 out of the side, detonate it as you flew off on the other side. It's literally a movie set piece, but it was one that players did on their own volition. And that is what this trailer captures for me. And I really hope that's not me reading something into the trailer that isn't there. I hope that's the direction the developers want it to go. Now, this could have easily been explained if the developers had done a dev blog and just explained literally anything at all. They could have confirmed this. Instead, it just feels like me projecting my desires onto a trailer, and I don't like doing that. That's not me. But I have nothing else to go off, so I've just got to try and guess at the themes myself. It's like trying to overanalyze Shakespeare, except all I've got to work with is a 2-minute CGI trailer. It doesn't make anyone seem really that intelligent. So here's me just doing the best that I can with what I've been given. Now, at the end, you've got this, which is literally a new hazard mode, which we actually don't know much about, except that it's going to be a bit like... They've said it's not a BR, but... maybe you could describe it as a BR from the inside out. And what I mean by that is there's going to be a major event. In this case, a hurricane or a tornado. We don't have either of them here. I don't know the difference. Either way, it's just going to do a lot of damage. We're going to have 128 players on a map. And so you see a hell of a lot of people, and they've really set up the scale that can be involved. And there's going to be some kind of disaster that sweeps through a map. Whether they're going to explain it as sort of the weather weapons or not that some people have heard about and theorized, then that'd be pretty cool. But I kind of like this idea. You do get in BRs a certain set of fights, a certain kind of action when there's a whole wall coming and you know that will kill you if you get caught. So you have to keep moving. But while you have to keep moving, you've also still got to keep fighting to survive. It definitely puts you in a prey mode kind of thing, and it gives you a different style. You can't camp when this is coming after you. There's no going to be bushwalkies in ghillie suits sitting on a hill when that's coming for them. If there is, they won't last very long, and I think we can all admit that's very well deserved. So, I'm pretty excited about this. But again, I like the concept, I like the idea, I like the pitch. But I can't say whether I like it because I don't know anything about it because you didn't tell me, and that's what I keep coming back to for this entire thing. Look, there's a website that they've released which has new information. It's got new information on the player count, some of the new environments, how there's on EA Play at the end. They're going to have the new mode, which they haven't announced at all yet. And all that's very exciting. It's a lot of new info, and I'll be making another video going through the exact specifics of that stuff now. But for today, for the reveal, did you reveal anything, is the question. You gave a theme, you gave an impact, you gave a kind of a message. If anything, it was a love letter to a lot of the earlier Battlefields, and I appreciate that. I like that you've given the sort of the memes that were player created in the past. I enjoy that. I like that you seem to have now, finally, an idea of what Battlefield is really about, and I hope this is your message, that this is what you're planning to provide. If it is, good. But really, at the end of the day, where was the content? Where was the message? Where was the game? This was meant to be a game reveal, and you haven't revealed a game. Now, I know in psychology, it's very regularly used in court cases. The things that people remember are put at the front and at the end. And they've managed it with this. They've unleashed new information. Now this is the first thing that people will remember. And then at the end, you've got EA Play, and they're also doing it on Sunday, the final day of E3. So they've completely sandwiched both ends of E3. So yes, you could argue that they're not going to get lost in the crowd of the other games. But if this is the first impression of the game, if the first message you've given to me is that we're not going to tell you anything for 4 days, here's a piece of CGI. I'm not sure you want me to remember this. You could have given me a bit of footage, a dev blog, hyping it up. Something similar to what Valorant did. Valorant's dev blog was amazing. They did some awesome videos. That's all you had to do. And you could have made this so much more significant. I wouldn't be talking about this now in this video if you'd just shown a bit of gameplay. And yet, there are several days yet before E3 starts. And you could have held all of that coverage. You could have had people talking about it, making videos about it, analyzing everything you did for days, and then also done stuff at the end. And instead, here I am, just wishing I had more. And not in the good way. Instead, I'm just wishing you'd done the drop to the music. You could have done the drop, given people you could have made people satisfied and then cut it and left them wanting more. Instead, I'm just feeling like I was teased. I don't like being teased. But that's all I've got for you for now. I'm going to do a video going over all of the website content, all of the new information, rounding up everything we know, and any future leaks that come out, I'll be covering. Any future information, anything that gets out before it should, I'll be there on this one. So, let me know what you think of the video. And not mine, although you can say mine if you want. Let me know what you think of the reveal video. If you hate my video as well, feel free. Anything you think, comment down below. I'll be reading them all and replying as I can. If you like the video, press like, and there's definitely going to be a lot more Battlefield 6 information on this channel, as well as other games and some TV and movie content as well. If any of that tickles your fancy, hit the subscribe button for more videos in the future. Press the notification bell so that you actually get told. And if you want my videos to get out for more people, do all three. Comment especially. It works great for the algorithm. You get me out to more videos. What? To more videos? Get me out to more people. More people can watch it. I'll be very appreciative. I'll be very appreciative of it. I can't even talk. I will appreciate it very much. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.